Hello, everyone, and welcome. Kara Melendi here with a cosmic update and some channel guidance from the Akashic records on what's happening in the cosmos right now. We have some really neat aspects happening today that I want to hone in on, and I've just been receiving so much beautiful guidance coming through in the records in terms of how to harness this energy and how we can work with it, the lessons that are coming through. Say hi if you're jumping on. I'm back. I tried to do this live at the beach. I just came back from a beach walk and I think my phone froze because it was so cold. It just froze mid live stream, and the only thing I can think of is it was really cold out. And I just thought it was so funny because you know how people's phone, like, it overheats, right? So I guess the opposite can happen too. It can just freeze on you as well. But anyway, I still was out at the beach. I enjoyed my beach walk, my short beach walk, because it was quite cold. And I still really want to share this powerful information with you today. So who do we have here? Lamorla, Kat, Hannah, Shirley, say hi if you are jumping on to join me. It is great to have you here. Welcome, welcome. And yeah, let's hone in and take a look at what is going on in the cosmos today. So we have the moon in the sign of Pisces, emotional, intuitive, sensitive Pisces, and it really actually is a good time to be outdoors and to spend time in nature. One of the reasons that I wanted to go hang out at the beach today, even though it was so cold, just to get outdoors, because with any of the water signs, we can feel more emotional in that energy, right? So spending time in nature really helps us to like ground. It's just very grounding presence that we need when the moon is in a water sign, because the moon does govern our like inner world, our emotions. So if we can find a way to like ground and come back to our center within that, it's really powerful to be able to do that and to work within those energies. So some of these cosmic shifts today and what they have to do with power, with love, with healing. So we have the sun in Capricorn right now. We are still in Capricorn season, and it is forming a conjunction with Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. And this is a year where we are working with a lot of Capricorn energy, and it's for us all, it's about redefining success. It's about defining what achievement is in our life. And Capricorn in its highest form of expression is about contributing our unique soul gifts to society. It's about giving back. And it's just such a beautiful energy because it also reminds us to harness our unique abilities and strengths. And that's really coming into focus today with the sun and Pluto conjunct in the sign of Capricorn. It is this reminder that the more that we believe in ourselves, the more that we celebrate our unique soul gifts, our unique abilities, the more we are then able to give that back to the world. And because Capricorn, and I'm not just saying you have to be like a zodiac sign Capricorn to relate to this, we all have Capricorn energy in our chart somewhere, and we can all harness this energy within our life. And so it's really about learning to fully believe in yourself and know that you have something special to give back, and then go out and contribute and share that into the world. Say hi if you're just jumping on now. Hi, Danielle. Welcome. And Amanda, Yvette, Sandy, Jennifer. Hello, hello. Welcome. And so really harnessing that energy within you. And with the sun and Pluto conjunct in the sign of Capricorn, this is where we're kind of changing the way that we see power. And so my background, I think if you follow me, you probably know, because I mentioned this from time to time, that I have a background in psychology. So before diving in and doing more of the spiritual work around the Akashic records and around astrology, I worked as a psychotherapist, and I was always super passionate about empowering women. I still do a lot of work around harnessing that inner goddess energy, right? Or harnessing our goddess power and like sharing our gifts with the world. And so this was years ago now, but I used to be one of the facilitators for a group known as Women of Worth, and I would love preparing different topics that we could just examine and explore together. And when we were doing some work around self-esteem, there was this topic that came up around power, and I think sometimes as women, right, because we've had power misused against us, I mean, this can go for men too, right? We've all seen power misused in the world, that sometimes we're afraid to really harness that power within ourselves. So it's kind of looking at the different ways that power presents, right? Like we can have power over someone, and that's like the shadow side of how this conjunction of the sun and Pluto in Capricorn can manifest, right? It's like misusing our power. But then we can also have a power from within, and that's true empowerment, where we use our personal sense of power to empower those around us and to do really good work in the world. So it's like giving ourselves permission to really feel into that sense of power within us that we have as we co-create with the universe, and that we have when we become an open channel for allowing the universe to flow through us and then wanting to give our gifts back to the world. So that's the best way to kind of harness this energy today, and to release and heal any of the ways or things that may have happened in your life, or any of the beliefs that are surrounding power that may prevent you from fully embracing that goddess power within yourself. Hi, Gabrielle. Oh, it's great to have you here, goddess. Lisa, Ashley, Rita. Hello, Rita. So I know you jumped on earlier. I was saying that I think my phone froze in the cold. I was out at the beach, and mid live stream, my phone just stopped working, and I think it was so cold it froze. I had to reboot it, and it had lost all its life. So I just went for like a short little walk and then came back at home and just jumped on now to share this information. So yes, say hi if you are jumping in. Hi, Kensel. Oh, I appreciate you sharing my videos out. Thank you so much. So that's one of the aspects today, surrounding power, looking at how you can harness that within yourself and use that to really give back and contribute your gifts to the world. And the moon in Pisces today, the moon moves very quickly. So it only stays in like each sign of the zodiac for 1 or 2 days, or I should say 2 to 3. It stays longer than a day. And that's why throughout the course of a month, it travels through all the signs of the zodiac, and the moon governs our intuition, how we feel emotionally. And that's why like we can see ups and downs in our emotions. And as it travels not only through the different phases, but through the different zodiac signs, we all personally respond different as well. And I actually, Rita, you look warmer now. Yes. I have the heat way up in my home, definitely feeling warmer. And so I did create a free gift called Moon Magic, Manifesting with the Lunar Cycle. So if you haven't grabbed that yet, send me a message, or you can go to spiritualgoddesses.com, and it's right on my homepage, and it goes over the 8 phases of the moon and the role of the moon in astrology. So if you are a moon lover, you're going to want to check that out. And I also give rituals for like each of the 8 phases of the moon, because we all know, well, I shouldn't say we all know, maybe if you're just new to working with the moon cycles, it's kind of new to you, but the new moon is where we really like harness and set our intentions, and then the full moon is where we celebrate and release. But there's phases in between that as well, and I take a look at what's happening astrologically, as well as just working with that phase in your manifesting process. So how to keep like that momentum going of the intentions that you set at the new moon, like what to do in between the new and full moon. So definitely check that out if you are a moon lover and just want to learn more about the role of the moon in astrology, about moon in relationships, how it affects your intuition. I touch on all that stuff in the free gift. Claire, hello from Canada. Yes, hello, fellow Canadian. I'm in Canada as well, on the East Coast in Halifax, Nova Scotia. So the moon in Pisces today, what's really kind of significant about this is the moon in Pisces is going to go past Chiron in Pisces, and this is where the healing element comes in, because Chiron is known as the wounded healer. And the story with Chiron is he was able to heal other people, but not himself. But eventually, of course, right, it was learning to like heal, to work with that wound and like transcend that, because often our biggest source of like pain becomes what we're able to then teach to others. And we feel that though, anytime Chiron's activated, when the moon travels through Chiron today, this really is a good energy to look at what needs to be healed, what needs to be released. And I think the lesson in all of this that I'm also feeling from the Akashic records is a new way to look at love, and a new way to look at healing as well. Because in the sign of Pisces, it's about understanding the interconnectedness of us all. And it's about tapping into the energy of love in general. So it's not necessarily love of self, it's just love. Whether you're loving other people, you're loving other animals. Animals are easy to love, right? It's just about tapping into that energy of love, because sometimes loving ourselves can seem really difficult. We have like these, not that it should be difficult, but we have these limiting beliefs and it can just seem hard. So the lesson with Pisces is that we're all interconnected. So it doesn't matter what you are loving. If you are in that energy, it's very healing in and of itself. And Pisces is also that reminder as well, just to be of service in the world. And the Capricorn energy right now is teaching us that as well. It's just like going out there, sharing our gifts, and how healing can come about as we do that. Sometimes it's actually stepping out of ourselves and putting the focus externally that healing really does come through. And let me know if you can relate to that or have experienced that in your life. It's like maybe you're feeling in a place of overwhelm, or you're feeling kind of anxious, and then you go out and you're of service, or you help someone else out. And it's like it gets us out of our own thoughts, our own mind, and it gives us a broader perspective again. And sometimes it can just be easier to love other people around us. So that's the lesson today, among maybe many others, but that I feel really coming through around love and healing. It's like we just be in that energy of love, whatever it is easiest for you to love, be there. And that's where the healing eventually comes through as well, right? Because we all are connected. Hello, Alicia. Welcome, Goddess. If you're just jumping on now, say hi. Carolyn's here as well. Kenzel, yes, awesome. Yes, let me know if you can relate to this. Alicia, yes, doing something for someone else helps break me out of my own head for sure. Yeah, it does, right? And it's all the water signs are, they're very like sensitive, right? Water is known to be sensitive. So Scorpio is another water sign as well, and Cancer. And then we have Pisces. And what's so beautiful about the Pisces energy is like we see with the other signs, there's kind of protection there, right? With Scorpio, it's like it's a stinger, right? It's Scorpion. They, you know, they can protect themselves in that way and can be known to be very intense at times. And then Cancer, represented by the crab, Cancerians are known at times if they feel threatened or they don't feel safe to go back into their shell or just put up a wall. And with Pisces, it's represented by the fish swimming in opposite directions, and it's like part of them is always in the spirit realm, the other part is here in the physical. And again, we all have Pisces energy in our chart. You don't have to be a Pisces to relate to this. We all have this. We all work with this energy and this archetype in some level in our life, even today, right? The moon is in Pisces. This is a lesson for us all. And I think because there isn't that protection there, and it is the last sign of the zodiac, it's teaching us to surrender, to be vulnerable, that maybe we don't need to have all these protections in place, that it's safe for us to fully sink into our emotions, to just fully feel things. And as we connect to that realm, there's power in that. And Pisces is also known to be a very creative energy as well. And often the more we sink into our emotions, the more creative we can be as well. So all these lessons coming through today with the moon in Pisces, and then moving past Chiron to heal any wounding around that, to again change the way you see love, change the way that you see interconnectedness, change the way that you see healing. And not that we, you know, there's not a time to like work on ourselves and practice self-love. The sign Aries in the zodiac, that's what it teaches us. But with Pisces, it is that reminder that healing can come about sometimes by just giving our service to somebody else, someone else, being there for someone else, holding that space for someone else. That healing can come through for us in that way as well. Hi, Deborah. Welcome, beautiful. Rita's a Scorpio. Love it. Kenzo, Pisces, Sun, and Cancer, Moon. Oh, that's such a beautiful combination. That's a very, very intuitive combination and very sensitive as well. If we have a lot of water energy in our chart, it's like we feel everything so deeply. If you just think of the element of water, it just blends with its surroundings, just kind of blends. Okay, so the other thing I really want to talk about today in terms of the aspects happening is we have Mercury, the messenger, conjunct Saturn. It's not an exact conjunction, but they're close enough that we're feeling this energy. And Mercury, the messenger, is about communication. And basically the lesson with this today, how I see it, as it gets closer to Saturn, the planet of structure and discipline, is learning to be disciplined in our thoughts. And you know, we're working with so much Capricorn energy this year, and it is about achievement, sharing our gifts. It is about contribution. It's about believing in ourselves, building that solid foundation, having a sense of discipline and structure in our life. And it is very masculine concepts. Capricorn is that masculine energy. And Mercury, in and of itself, like the energy of Mercury, is that energy of ideas, new ideas, concepts. It's very like quick-minded. And in the sign of Capricorn, it really grounds it. It's like, just slow down, take it one step at a time. So this conjunction today is like, if we want to work with this energy, take a look at the thoughts that you are entertaining in your life, the beliefs that you are entertaining, because if we're just on default mode, we're likely thinking the same old thoughts day in and day out because it's easiest for our brain to recall that, right? It's a pattern that we have in place. It's an energy that we have in place. So these cosmic shifts right now ask us to be conscious about what we are focusing on, to not be lazy in our thinking, to not allow it just to go off in all these different directions, but to harness it a little bit and to consciously focus our thoughts. And that's where we become really powerful creators as well, because our thoughts, our beliefs have an energy of their own, and they determine the actions that we take. So when we are consciously choosing what we focus on, what we choose to entertain, our vibration shifts. So what you attract will shift in your experience as well. So yeah, let me know if this resonates, if you're feeling that today. And it is a practice. It's a practice for us all. But as we harness that, it's like we step into our power as well. We have a sense of power, and we realize I don't just have to be in reactive mode. I can consciously choose what I'm honing in on in my life. I can consciously choose what I'm going to focus on. So that's powerful. So many beautiful lessons today that are coming through like in the cosmos. I love it. Christy, wonderful to see you live for the first time. Oh, it's great to have you here. Welcome, Christy. Gail, Laura jumped on. Awesome. Jennifer is a Pisces. Love that energy. Oh, look, we got all the water signs here today. Powerful. Kensel's in Aries too. So you got your water energy and then the fire. That's very similar to me too. I'm in Aries rising. I've got a Taurus moon. I have a lot of Cancer energy in my chart. Lots of fire and water overall. All right, so what else can I say on this today? How does this all fit together? I think part of what I feel around it too is that balancing of the masculine and of the feminine, because with Capricorn, it is that masculine energy. So it is what I spoke about around like that sense of discipline, being disciplined in the thoughts that we're focused on, consciously choosing what we give our attention to, and knowing, right? Knowing that we do have a choice. And even though we can practice a certain set of beliefs, a certain set of thoughts, and then that tends to be what comes easier for us, in each moment it is a new beginning, it is an opportunity. And when we see it like that, it becomes a little easier. So this moment is a new beginning. It's a new chance to now consciously choose what I'm going to activate, what I'm going to think about, what I'm going to call into my experience. And then, of course, the Pisces moon is this very feminine energy that adds the intuition as well. So don't forget that connection to your intuition, where it is guiding you. Listen to the intuitive signs that are coming through, and also be okay with sinking into the emotion. Anytime we have a moon in a water sign, if you're somebody who doesn't like to deal with emotions, if you have like a lot of air energy in your chart and you'd rather be intellectual about it, you'd rather like analyze your emotions than feeling it, it can be more difficult, but it's something we can all do, right? We can feel into it, and it's through fully feeling into the emotions that a sense of healing comes about as well, because it's like we're not running anymore. We're not resisting it. We're allowing ourselves to be in that energy and embrace it. And there's so much power in that. Sabina, welcome, beautiful. A Gemini, I love that. So ruled by Mercury, Gemini is such a fun energy. Gemini does rule over the intellect. Talking about air signs, it's all about new ideas, sharing information, just communication and connection. It's really fun energy. Because see, the Cancer Gemini, that's a cool combination. That's a very intuitive combination as well, and can be quite sensitive. People don't always associate sensitivity with the sign of Gemini, but Gemini can be quite sensitive as well. They're very observant and very attuned to their environment, so they can take a lot in. All right, so before we finish up, a reminder that you can grab your free gift at spiritualgoddesses.com. It's right on my homepage, and it's all about manifesting with the lunar cycles, moon magic. And if you want to book a private reading, I do Akashic readings as well as astrology, and I can even combine them for you if you like. We can open your records, and from that space, we can explore your astrology. So feel free to send me a personal message if that resonates with you and you want more details on what a reading would entail and how that can help you in manifesting your goals this year. All right, so sending lots of love and light to you all. Thank you so much for the hearts. Laura, love to hear a reading. I am a Gemini. Laura, reach out. I'll give you details on my readings when I do birth charts, because it goes so much deeper than just our zodiac sign, right? That's like one little piece of the chart. And it is important. Our sun sign is important, but there's so many other components that come in as well. Like we have our sun sign, we have our rising, we have the moon, but then we have like the planets, each of the planets in different signs and different houses. And we all have a unique birth chart, right? It's the energy that we come into the world with, and it shows like our life lessons that we're here to learn. It's also a glimpse into past lifetimes as well, and how we can harness those gifts, like our life path basically. And when we work within our unique soul blueprint, manifestation just becomes so much more easier because we're not resisting our energy. It's like we're working in harmony with it. So it's super powerful. You are welcome, Kenzel. All right, sending love and light to you all, and I will see you very soon. Bye. Have a great weekend.